and you were so interesting last week that we had to
Yeah.
get you back again, because we talked about you and your amazing story, which I was talking to other people about for the rest of the day, thinking, wow, 2025 and these incredible journeys, epic adventures are still happening for people around the world. It just seemed like it was a historical thing, but very fresh in your life and in your memory, and very inspiring and quite incredible. And we still didn't have time to talk about this. I don't want to call it hacking, because it's not really, is it? It's
like life hacking.
It's life hacking. It's like expat immigration hacking. And just to give people the backstory, it's like some frustrated individuals, frustrated with the immigration technology, decided to reach out directly to the technologists building the website for the Portuguese government. Can you tell us more?
So, I'm a member of a few Russian language chats on Telegram or WhatsApp, and this Russian language doesn't mean they're Russian citizens only. There are people from Ukraine, from Belarus, from Kazakhstan, etc. They're like ex-USSR countries, and although each country has their own language, like it's a rule of thumb, kind of, that normally people would speak Russian there. Yeah. And actually, the people who are in Portugal or elsewhere of different countries, they're like Ukraine and Russia. There is obviously conflict right now, but the people in the chats or the communities are actually kind of together. Like they're not separated that much. So these people all of them are having issues with AIMA and either applying for their residency or prolonging it, like, keeping it live. And they have been having issues. And obviously there's a lot of tech guys in Portugal who work for Portuguese or American or German startups, whatever, who are having the same issues. And while they're solving the most complicated technological problems or making like really famous, working for famous companies, they're also facing like the basic bureaucratic stuff, which they can see, like they see the errors on the web, they feel like they can they felt like they could solve some of the issues. So I'm not really proficient in this. Okay, I was just reading chats and laughing, and I wanted to deliver the message to the guys in the English-speaking chat in Aveiro. Like I just shared the story when someone was saying again, like, this doesn't work, that doesn't work, and I decided to share the story that a few of these guys, it's not organized. It's just a few random people from the chats decided to kind of solve the issues, and some of the people were not able. Most people cannot upload their actual NIS number.
Yep.
And it's giving some weird errors. So people were able to track down. They were able to track down this thing. They were able to track down the team behind. I don't want to look like. I mean, I know some people who are watching your show hate this visual. Okay,
the very sight of it. Yeah, or they're very familiar with it. They probably don't need to see it again, do they? They don't need to see it this morning. Okay, let's get rid of that. Okay.
Yeah. So the guys made some, OSINT, like some analyzing online, what can be done, who are the people responsible, and they I'm talking about general stuff. I'm not a super techie guy. Okay, this is what I learned. So they found the people responsible who are running the website. They found them through LinkedIn. They added them as friends somehow. They asked them to be added. They connected. They spoke, and they made a nice connection. So in the end, I found there is a chat. I was given the chat link where there is a bunch of little subgroups where they combine their information and then they send it to these guys. so they can manually upload the NISS numbers to the database.
Yes.
And then it works. And someone else was. So there is this girl Vita. I shared information with you about. She was okay to speak about it, and she's one of those not connected people who are doing this. They connected now. They're talking about this, and another story. I think you spoke about it. Is there was a tender to make the website.
Yes.
And they were given 2.5 months to make it, and they were like any team was offered 70,000 euros for the creation of the website, the portal, and the one that won is the team that offered to do it for 52,000 euros. So, and the team was supposed to be of 6 people. Like,
I mean, anyone, even like non-technical people, could imagine, couldn't they, that 50 grand is probably not going to be enough to create a government website.
Not in 2.5 months. You know, you have
not in 2.5 months.
Like the techie guys, the tech guys who work for proper, companies like Google, Nvidia, but whatever. I don't want to advertise anyone. They make. Some of them make 3,000. Some of them make 5,000 euros per month net. Okay,
yep.
And a proper portal will take at least half a year to you build it and you test it all the time, and then you test it again, and there's just one person who is making, let's say, 5,000 euros, and you need at least a team of like 10 people to make it. So it's 5,000 after tax. So that means the actual weight of such people is 10,000 per person to the company. Yep. So it's 100,000 euros per month at least. This is before the other charges.
Yeah, right.
And this is my quick. I made it up. I've just made it up. Okay.
Yeah.
But this is what I feel it's gonna cost. Yeah. We run a small bicycle production. Our people are not techie guys, and they're not making so much money, but they will still require more money to be paid in 2.5 months than what they paid for the whole country portal for immigrants. Is it like 1 million people right now who are using this?
Well, there's supposed to be a waiting list of 700,000 people with various types of backgrounds,
they're not the
different
same
issues. Yeah, they're not all the same kinds of inquiries, but we are talking about hundreds of thousands of people using this, and you would think, wouldn't you, that if it was important to the government to process this problem, there's a political aspect of that, isn't it? It's a problem politically, but it's also you could take a very different and positive attitude to it economically. So if you made life easier for people to come to Portugal, in the first instance, figure out the people you do want and don't want coming into the country, and give them a fair assessment, application process, and get it done, so that they're not all clogging up the system and making it all very difficult, while all of that political stuff going on as a result of it as well. But the second part of it, if you could ease the process of people who do meet the criteria and they come in and they contribute to the economy, you might have that happen quickly rather than frustrate them all. And then the other idea came up of, like, how about the people who are waiting, crowdfunding? It's like, if they put 10 euros in, if there's 700,000 people put 10 euros in each, that would be quite a good budget. And I imagine people would put in a lot more than that to have their process managed.
I know at least 50 people who would put 1,000 each per year. They would, if I tell them today that it's going to be processed quickly, they'll pay 1,000 each today. I'll get you your MBA will have.
We
Let's
don't
make
want
some money, Carl.
That's right. No, we don't want that idea getting into the wrong hands. I haven't set up the MBA yet. No, go back. but it's a possibility, isn't it? It really is. And I suppose the problem then is the government will say, no, we can't run a country like that. You can't crowdfund a country. It was then okay, if you've been embarrassed enough by this, then how about you fund this properly? And people would pay more money probably to the government with the application process
Absolutely.
if they knew it was going to be dealt with well. And that's the problem, isn't it? They don't know that, especially after the experience they've had. We're not talking about a sticky migration process. We're talking about basic technology being terrible and it being massively frustrating. And all those hours of frustration that migrants coming to Portugal have had to invest in this. And, on the one hand, we've written it off and we've laughed about it. You need to get used to it because that's how it's going to be. They've taken it to a new and really unacceptable and unreasonable level, it would appear, in the last year.
This is sad. Sad reality, unfortunately.
Yes, absolutely. So where is this group now? Are they just gently handing over the bugs and suggesting the fixes?
Yeah, I think it's still working. Like when you asked me about it, I went to this group chat, and it's like 20 different subgroups, and I can see the discussion is hot in each of them. So, so they're doing this. So I guess there might be there should be some connection between the Russian and English-speaking community, and somehow helping each other in this and promoting this kind of, I don't know. You see, I don't know what like they're open and they're sharing this information. Yes. And Vita told me that there were at least 4 small articles in the newspapers about it. They were doing this. So I'm not super aware of this situation. She's more into it. Okay. So it looks like they're open about it. So, right. It's not like some Russians are only doing something for Russians.
Absolutely. As much as some people might like to skew it that way, this has been like all the very best of like collaboration, like transnational. This goes beyond people's nationality. This is a humanitarian issue, isn't it?
Yeah.
about which some people are very open and able and have been trying their best to contribute their skills. So I think perhaps a big news story and a bigger splash of this among the foreigner community might be quite useful. Gives me an idea for my column in the Portugal Resident this week. Maybe I can squeeze it into there as well. Thanks, Dimitri, for coming back.
Thank you very much.
No, let's do another shout out for your bikes because I've actually been talking a lot about you in the last few days.